What's going on, Virgo? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just incredible, Virgo, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. Because it's General Energy Weekly Spread. I'm not sure what I was doing with my arm there, Virgo. It's fine. Moving on. But with this weekly spread, whenever you happen to come across this video, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Virgo. Now, Virgo, I'm going to pull a few oracle cards from this deck here. It's a newer one, so get excited. I've been loving it so far. And then we'll get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your energy, or make sense for your situations, okay? Thank you. And in case if y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that I like watching Virgo, so definitely check them out. Very intuitive group. I think you'd enjoy the energy they bring. But speaking of like energies here, you got the your first card here is the Diviner there, Virgo, which is the card of divine timing and evaluation. And Gemini got this card too. And with this Diviner, I do feel that sometimes, when we're getting how do I want to put this? Because you see how this Diviner's got this seed here? And I feel like it's like when we want something to move along or things to happen a lot faster than they're going, we don't want to, I feel like it's not wanting to necessarily rush the process, whatever this process we may be going through right now, Virgo. Maybe we're thinking about making a move to a new place, or maybe we're getting ready to start our own business, maybe we're moving to a different job, maybe waiting on the results. But I do feel like it's remembering that you can't rush the process, that everything happens in divine timing. This little seed here, no matter how much we will it in things, it's just like it's going to grow at its own pace. It'll still become a mighty tree, but I feel like it's like instead of trying to rush the process, is just kind of manage and evaluate things as stuff starts to progress. Because I feel like when you start thinking about divine timing, it's not that it's trying to keep you in this rut or trying to keep you where you're not getting your abundance immediately, but there could be some things that we may need to be working on while this, your metaphorical tree is growing, that can get you in a better shape to tend to it once it starts getting bigger and things start growing. If you were to just start off your business right off, let's say you're right off the hand, you have like all the clients and all the spaces, just like it would be a lot to deal with. You have to kind of build those things up there, Virgo. Work from the ground up in a sense. But I even am getting that if you've started something, Virgo, and if you don't, you're at this place where it's just like, let's say like we've started a business and it's like it's not where you want it to be, then that's this energy of, okay, what could we, being more inquisitive. It's just like, is there anything I can do at this moment? What extra things can I do? And then sometimes if there's nothing you can do, then just kind of sit back there and just allow that process to just kind of happen naturally. And just having faith in it, like, you've done everything. You've added the ingredients to the universe. Now let higher self kind of cook some stuff up there, Virgo, for you. But let me get some tarot on this. It gives me very kind of like Wheel of Fortune type of energy that's coming through here with that divine timing there, Virgo. But Oh, okay, I guess that card meant it. Interesting. Thank you. Let's see what's going on here, Virgo. Oh, I mean, I'm with it. So you have the Prince of Cups, the Ten of Cups, the Lust card, and then the Star card here, Virgo. And let's start with the Star card. Because, the Star card is, you know, the first thing that really popped in my head with this is just like, it's making a wish. Whatever it is that you're trying to achieve there, Virgo. And and I feel like it's the star card as well. It's like once that wish is being made, it's like you're opening a channel to the divine. You're tuning into your higher self, and expressing these passions, these things that you want, this universe that you're trying to create, because that's what this chick's doing. She's manifesting her universe, and because you had a lot of like even between like the Nine of Cups and the Star card, both very cards of being in that sort of energy that really does raise your vibration through. This is Jupiter in Pisces, and and it's a card of happiness, and so I feel like this is something where you don't want to try to rush your happiness along. It's like really enjoying the whole process of this, and I feel like that in that way it helps you to appreciate all the work that you've done in order to get this mighty tree that you're trying to grow, and whatever it is that you're working on. When you're getting that, when that energy starts starting to come to fruition and things are really starting to flow, it helps you just enjoy the journey that much more there. But I do feel with the Lust card being here, that it's just we want to be remember that to try not to let time and having to be patient and things discourage us or take away from our passion, because sometimes if things aren't going the way we want to or as fast as we want to, we can start getting into this doubt, and it's like, is this really starting to question yourself, and then now you're throwing your resonance off there. Now things are getting a little tricky because you're not putting in as much as you would have when you were just wholeheartedly in it. So and I feel like with the Prince of Cups, because he's also very, very passionate, very, very. He really is one that pursues his heart's desires. Very heart driven, and let me get a little bit more on this Prince of Cups. Alright, so the Prince of Cups is clarified by the Prince of Disc, the Eight of Disc, and then the Seven of Wands here, Virgo. And this Prince of Disc is definitely giving me this energy of tenacity. Keeping that energy going, because before this Seven of Wands is a Six of Wands, is a card of victory and things. But I feel like sometimes what can get in the way of our victory and our love there, Virgo, is the I'd like to think of the seventh one here as you. That's something that can because we get so frustrated, we're so excited, we just want to see these things along, but sometimes it's you got to think about like the day-to-day things that are coming through here, the showing up and doing the kind of monotonous stuff there before we really get to that big type of celebration there with the star card being here. But it is showing up there, because this is one of your cards. This is the sun in Virgo, and it may not be fun or things to have to wait or to have to be patient, but I was actually reading something about patience that I really liked, and it's not just the act of just enduring or having that overbearing type of energy on you. It's what you're doing with that time while you're waiting. That's what patience is about. Because then you start taking your mind off this other thing. Get what you need to get. It's like how I do this channel. I do my videos, and then we're going to doing some studying. Then we're getting notes, and then doing the things that we can in the meantime while things are growing. And it's just like, what can I do to make it more? And that's where I feel like that's the sort of routine that I feel like it's wanting, the energies are wanting to get you to, until it's time for you to really kind of get to, again, to show up and show out with this lust card being here. But all right, Virgo, I think I'm gonna leave that there. Let's get some tea and let's get to your next card. Thank you. Interesting, Virgo. All right, so you have the Brawler card here. And this is a card of lack of empathy and confrontation. And you know, Virgo, I almost feel like for some of you, it's more so this confrontation that's kind of coming through here, because you do have a lot of passionate energy, and I feel like maybe for some with the Seven of Wands, this can also be a card of criticisms, and maybe we have some energies that are maybe a lot of people that are coming at you as far as like, well, Virgo, if things haven't come across yet, why don't you just give up on this thing? You know, is it really something that, does this seem really responsible? Does this do this? Does this do that? And where I'm all for criticism, but we do want to make sure that it is constructive, Virgo, because if people are just bringing down what you're trying to do, that's one thing. You know, like that's when I get it at the beginning where I'm like, you know, take what resonates with you and leave the rest with them. Because if we're just tearing things down, then what is that actually solving? But if someone says like, hey, Virgo, I noticed things have been moving a little slow. Had you consider doing this, for example, or maybe trying this thing out, or trying this thing, you know, trying to get some results going. You know, that's where I feel like that, you know, we may be in this place where we need to stand your ground and have to support, because that's another thing, you know, the people around us can also bring down our vibration, get us to the state of down, mess up our resonance for and our connection with source, you know, when we start to get to those energies of doubt. So and this might even be too, Virgo, just if you find yourself not necessarily just like criticizing someone's idea, but I feel like there is a level of empathy that is needing to be had, where it's just like, because yours is a very, I feel like really, Virgo is a very efficient type of energy. And what am I trying to say here, Virgo? That if we're trying to maybe help someone else out, maybe with their dreams, possibly, it's just considering that, like trying to, not that you don't do this, but really kind of putting yourself in your shoes as far as like how you would maybe, how this person may receive criticism possibly, or something along. Let me get a little bit more on that, Virgo, because that's even an interesting one there. Let's see what's going on. Getting a lot of knights here, Virgo. Well, princes. The princes are the knights in this deck, Virgo. But also a lot of cups. I'm with it. Oh, and your ruler. All right, let me tell you what's going on here, Virgo. So you have the Magus card, Mercury, your ruler, or the Magician, the Prince of Swords, and then the Ten of Cups here. And I do feel with the Prince of Swords being here that there might be, again, this just like this exchange that's might needing to be happening, needing to kind of stand your ground and making sure that when you go to, because maybe you have some sort of energy here that's like kind of like maybe challenging your ideas as far as just like, well, what are you actually doing, you know, what's your game plan, Prince of Disc, you know, like it's one thing to have the heart and to wish these things, but it's just like, yeah, what actions are we taking in order to manifest this, whatever this Ten of Cups that you're trying to bring, this wish fulfillment that you're trying to make up to the mix. And even with the 10 of cups, this can be a card of family, so maybe it's like some family members maybe kind of doubting your dream or whatever that is. But I do feel like that it is, I like that you have the Prince of Swords and Cups, because because it's one thing to have the idea, and it's another thing to have the, to know the passion, the drive. But it's just like, again, it's like, what's the game plan here? What are some tangible results that we've manifested? How have we really kind of started to fill up these cups in a sense? And because it's not to say that you don't have the tools, Virgo, because with the Magician, the Magus card being here, you absolutely do have the tools to accomplish whatever it is that you're trying to do. But even thinking the 10 of cups, this is Mars and Pisces, and Pisces is very dreamy energy, and Mars is a planet of drive and of action. So that's where I feel like this energy is just, because even for some there might even need to be this energy of especially if this is something maybe we're even kind of just starting up there, Virgo. It even, for some, it almost feels like that we're not quite sure what we're doing. Maybe it is just a thought. We got excited about one thing, and now it's just like the mind is kind of running wild with it. But it's just like, how do we utilize the tools that we have in order to accomplish that, whatever this dream is that you may be trying to accomplish there, Virgo. But again, that goes back to that evaluation and making sure that you do have a strong foundation for this thing. But all right, Virgo, I think I'm gonna leave that there. I feel like one other thing, Virgo, and I'm not sure if this is from someone else or if this may be on your end, so take it as it resonates. But I feel that there is this, when we're presenting this idea, or maybe we're receiving like a presentation for an idea, because the Prince of Swords, he's the airy part of air. Princess representing air, swords being air, and sometimes I feel like this energy can be a little loose, like all over the place in a sense, and it might just be nerves, because or just like excitement in a sense, but it's just like, if this is something that someone's presenting to you, it's like helping them ground that in a sense. Like really sort of like, and again, not going from that, because Virgo energy does have that analyzing kind of critical mind, but I feel like there's a way that we can utilize those skills without necessarily like squashing a dream, if that makes sense, or disheartening someone. It's more so just to get them thinking, just like, and I feel like not even like really kind of overwhelming, but just like a, hey, some things you may need to consider. Let's start with block X, Y, and Z, or well, no, let's not start at the end, Virgo. Let's start with A, B, and C, and then work from there and see how this goes. But just another little energy that's coming through there. But let's get your last cards. I want to get your last card. Interesting. All right, Virgo. So you have the Tailor card here, which is a card of attention to detail and pride. And I like how this is kind of shaping out here, Virgo, because it's like you're, with whatever this is that you may be kind of bringing to fruition here. It's like I like the steps. It's like we're evaluating this thing. We're and I feel like even this confrontation, where it's like we're facing any challenges, even that may come up to the mix, and then now comes the tailoring end of it. Kind of the fine tuning part of this, which I feel like is like Virgo energy, just like bread and butter right there. Really kind of bringing stuff together there, and then taking pride too as stuff starts to build. being proud of the things that you have manifested, because that's it's great when you start to when things really start to come to fruition, and you really can now take the time to just kind of fine tune, as opposed to just like throwing together all the bones and meat and things of all this. It's like we got the skeleton, we got the frame now, because we can start adding like skin color, we can get eye color, we can get hair, like those type of things, and like really sort of yeah, bring this whole thing to a close there, Virgo. Really start making some real progress here. And look at that, we were patient, and now it's like, what are we doing in the meantime? Because that might be something too, Virgo. Like if there's nothing we can do on a grand scheme, it's just like, let's say we're starting up a business. Maybe it's like where we can start making like business cards, or maybe like e-cards. You could probably do some virtual business cards, Virgo. Why not? And I'm getting caught up with the times, Virgo. Or this could be just even doing like promotions or something along those lines, however that may look, Virgo. But I'm even feeling, and this might even be for some, because again, that lack of empathy is coming through there, but it's more so, I feel, maybe even like creating a space of empathy. Maybe some of you are getting to this sort of like teacher role, getting ready to share the information of how to build something up, or to let me get some tarot on this. Get some details on that, Virgo. Or if you have someone maybe even come up to you, maybe asking for advice or something, it's just like remembering that you were in that position once, and because even the star card can be like a card of unexpected help, so that might be something too. That's just this is a little something else to consider there, Virgo. Thank you. All right, Virgo. Last little bit here. Look at you, Ten of Disc. All right, Virgo. Oh, we almost got the whole sword family here. All right, so you have the Ten of Disc, the Princess of Disc, the Queen of Disc. Oh, excuse me. Wait a minute. You have the Ten of Disc, the Princess of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and then the Queen of Disc here, Virgo. Let's switch back over. All these people. And I like this, Virgo, because pretty much, like, oh, and then you got the Eight of Wands here, Virgo. So I thought there was something else here. And the Eight of Wands. And, Virgo, I do feel that, because I like this, how you got both the Ten of Disc and the Ten of Cups there, because that's like your wish fulfillment, your happy family, happy home, like everything's just coming together very nicely. But I feel like it's, for some, again, it's like we may be at that kind of beginning stages right now, because you got all this land that you're working with, and it's just like, what can we do with that? The Queen of Discs, he's a resourceful one. She's like, she takes this love and makes it materialize, whatever it is that she's or wanting to manifest. And I feel sometimes, though, that when you're looking out maybe at this field, or you're kind of working with those ideas, that it can be a little overwhelming, and that we can get in our way, in a sense, because the Princess of Swords, where she is very smart, her background was like a war zone. And I feel like that's what happens sometimes when we get in our heads, Virgo, and whether this be the thoughts of others, or whatever that might be looking like. But I do feel there is this thing too with the Knight of Disc, or excuse me, the Knight of Swords, that, and even the Eight of Wands, that if you keep this focus, that the Knight of Wands brings. That things are going to start move way faster than you expect. Maybe not as fast as you want, but faster than you would believe. Because I do feel that, in my opinion, I think Virgo is a very you all have are very good at manifesting. I feel you have a real being the mutable earth sign. I feel like that's a really cool place to be able to just kind of crank, and just like watch how you build up compared to others. So, and even kind of feeling too, just with this the Eight of Wands can be like a card of messages or news, and I feel like there's some dope news that might be coming in for you here, Virgo. But I feel like it's one where you just might need to be patient for a moment, kind of get everything in order, and when it's time, it'll just be sort of like off to the races there when it all works in divine timing. But I even feel one more thing with this, because your ruler will be moving into Sagittarius soon, because the Eight of Wands is his Mercury in Sagittarius. You know, I do feel like that there are paying attention to the messages that you receive from source, from your higher self, your angels, your deities, whatever that's looking like, because I feel like that's really going to help move things along too. And 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 again, try not to let anxiety get in the way of this thing. Try to see if we can maybe turn that anxious energy into excitement, or yeah, just something to think about there, Virgo. But I think I'm gonna leave that there. So I like that. Things seem to be. I feel like things are coming along swimmingly there, Virgo. But if anything resonated with you, which I hope so, with all how this thing's moving, give it a thumbs up. And share this, Virgo, if you know someone who's maybe at the starting phase of this, or trying to get things moving, but it's just maybe having a tough time. And again, it's knowing that it's just like, again, that patience and that things work in divine timing. But and then subscribe there, Queen of Disc. Hit that bell button to get notified on all these videos each week. And then last little bit, if you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to the Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans, and it's a good old time. Now that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here. Virgo, manifesting your universe here. You got the universe card there, Virgo. And I like that. Because, the universe is the last stop of the major arcana before we start all over again as a fool. So I do feel like this is you just sticking to whatever it is that you're focusing on right now, and focus on bringing that thing to completion. Because, and to remember too, to stay focused and stay driven and stay disciplined in this, because the universe is Saturn energy. And that's interesting too, because Saturn, depending on when you're watching this, Saturn's getting ready to go direct on, I want to say Saturday. I want to say that's when that's happening. That sounds right, Virgo. But and that's while we're in that sort of reflective energy of Saturn, it's just like we were thinking about how we can bring our dreams to fruition. And that's forming, Saturn is forming oppositions with your Virgo placements wherever that's at. And now it's going to be time to get out of that reflective space. And oppositions can be tougher energies, and that's interesting to you. Now that I'm talking about that, since you had started off with the Star card and Leo, opposite signs of the Zodiac. Star card's Aquarius. This is. I do feel like there are going to be a little bit of tension coming through there at first, just things that we need to confront. But when we do, Virgo, face those challenges head on, Saturn can reward just as abundantly as Jupiter, but Saturn just asks for a lot more. But let's get your Oracle card here so I can get you out of here. Virgo, I tell you, just abundance. Look at all this card here. Look at your stack of gold. Oh, you got all that glitters card here, Virgo. And I like that. Because because this even feels like ain't nothing. There's nothing wrong with money, Virgo, but this feels even a little bit bigger than that. You know, all that glitters. Like I'm just thinking about how when you first before like all the resources and the money, whatever it is that's coming through for whatever this dream is, it's like how when you get that first idea, when you first plant that sapling, and how that it starts off as this little thing and you're so excited for it, you're like watching it grow, thinking about all the things that you'll be able to do with it once it does get to this certain state here. And or it's like like it's like almost like tending to a garden. You start off one thing and then you start getting crops, and it's just like it gets just more excitement. And I feel like it's keeping that glitter, that that excitement, there. Like instead of like, because again, sometimes we can get into when things aren't coming to fruition like we would like, that can get into this sort of like anxious energy. But it's just like, how can we turn that anxiousness into back into that amazement as far as the progress that comes along there. I mean, I was just kind of even just thinking a little bit about me. I was looking at where the channels are and how many people members on the Soul Tribe now compared to when I started. And it's just like that still always is just like really exciting. Just like wow, like a year ago I was here and then now I'm here, and it's just like fantastic. And does it like it still has that glitz that still shimmering like a star. And I feel like keeping that excitement, Virgo, just keeps your vibration where it needs that, keep you connected to source, and keeps that lust for life, going. So, all right, Virgo, I think I'm gonna leave that there. But you stay safe out there. You Taylor, you magician. Yeah, I like that. You magician. Manifesting what you need, being mindful of, because this confrontation does feel like just like maybe people doubting your dreams and things, and that's normal, Virgo. They may not be able to see your view, but you know what you're trying to manifest. So it's like keep that game plan, keep true, and it's all gonna fall into place nicely. And you raise your vibration to the roof. Because I mean, you got a lot of really cool stuff. I feel like coming here with this, especially I love when the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Discs come out together. Just like everything feels, it's like it's just everything is just as you need it to be. It's really nice. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.